Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is Thursday, May the 15th. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, the local share market is set to open lower this morning with ASX futures down around 0.4%. Global equities did edge higher overnight while bond yields and the US dollar rose as markets continued to digest the easing of trade tensions between the US and China. On Wall Street, stocks were mixed with the Nasdaq the best performing index, with the mega cap growth stocks leading the way. Nvidia shares rose, along with AMD and Qualcomm, as they announced artificial intelligence deals in the Middle East, as US President Donald Trump secured $600 billion in commitments from Saudi Arabia to US companies during a tour of the Gulf states. They struck deals with Humane, an AI startup launched by Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund. AMD also approving a $6 billion share buyback program. AI server maker Supermicro Computer shares also surged. Boeing shares were on the move after the state carrier Qatar Airways signed a deal to purchase jets from the US aircraft manufacturer during Trump's visit to Doha. Cisco Systems raised its annual results forecast, betting on steady demand from cloud customers for its networking equipment, driven by the AI boom. And in the retail space, American Eagle Outfitters shares sank after the apparel company withdrew its annual forecast, citing tariff-fueled economic uncertainty. And in London, Burberry shares surged after the British luxury brand announced plans to shed around a fifth of its global workforce to cut costs to help revive its performance. FOMC member Austin Goolsbee has urged patience, saying we're still kind of holding our breath in relation to the economic data. You can go into some of the paralysis, but it still takes some time for that to show up in the numbers. While Fed Vice Chair Philip Jefferson said recent inflation data points to continued progress toward meeting the central bank's 2% inflation goal, but the outlook is now uncertain due to the possibility that new import taxes will drive prices higher. Meanwhile, US Congress advanced elements of President Trump's budget package, approving tax cuts that would add trillions of dollars to the US debt, which now stands at $36.2 trillion, which is around 127% of GDP. The package calls for $4 trillion in additional borrowing. Well, the US 10-year Treasury note hit a 6-week high, pushing above the 4.5% level to 4.53%, and the 2-year rising to 4.05%. And the US dollar has edged higher as investors await fresh signals that the global trade battles will continue to ease. The Aussie is trading at 64.3 US cents, and Bitcoin coming off slightly to 103,500 US dollars. Oil prices have eased on data showing US crude stockpiles rose unexpectedly last week, prompting concerns of excess supply. Brent crude futures settling around 1% lower at $66 a barrel. Copper came off almost 2%, iron ore rising 2% to $103 a tonne, and gold has tumbled further, falling to a 1-month low as investors move away from the safe haven to risk assets. US gold futures 1.8% lower at $3,188 an ounce. Ahead locally today, we get jobs data for April, while CBA releases its household spending insights for the month. And on the corporate calendar, Xero and GrainCorp will report results, while Ampol, oOh!media and Resolute Mining will host AGMs. That is your day ahead. We'll see you again tomorrow.